Students, today we are going to learn about liquidation of joint stock company under Companies Act 2013. What is liquidation? Liquidation means winding up of the company. It is the last stage of the company. At this time, the company sells all its assets and settles all its liabilities. For this purpose, a shareholder or creditor or court, they may appoint one person. He is called liquidator of the company. He will realize all assets and he will settle the liability. Before learning about liquidation of company accounts, first we should know the meaning of charge in Companies Act 2013. First we should know the meaning of charge. Charge means liability. Charge means liability. Company can create charge on the assets of the company. Charge means company can borrow loan on mortgage of its assets, that we call the charge. The charge, there are two types. The first charge is fixed charge. Fixed charge or specific charge. In fixed charge, company borrows loan on mortgage of fixed assets such as land and building, plant and machinery, and furniture and fitting. When company borrows loan on the fixed assets or on specific asset, that we termed as fixed charge. The person who lend a loan on mortgage of these fixed asset called secured creditor. They called secured creditor. The secured creditor having the right to sell the assets of the company. The liquidator cannot sell these assets because the right of selling vested with the secured creditor. For example, rupees 5 lakh worth of building mortgaged with the secured creditor for rupees 4 lakh. So the building worth, land and building worth 5 lakh, the loan worth, secured loan worth 4 lakh. The liquidator, he cannot sell this building because the right of selling vested with the secured creditor, not with the liquidator. So what secured creditor will do? He will sell the property for 5 lakh. He will take 4 lakh. The remaining 1 lakh given to the liquidator for payment of other liability. Okay. In case of fixed charge, the selling authority vested with the secured creditor. Then we have one more charge that we called floating charge. What is floating charge? The charge created on all assets of the company. Charge created on all assets of the company or charge created on current assets of the company. In this case, the selling authority of assets vested with the liquidator. So liquidator directly can sell these assets for settlement of liability. Students, we learned the meaning of charge. Let me solve one problem in relation to liquidation of companies. Students, let me solve one problem in relation to liquidation of joint stock company. Look at the problem. Sum number 1. The balance sheet of Sona Limited as on 31st December 2015. This is the balance sheet date. Liability side, paid up share capital 6% preference shares of rupees 100 each, 1 lakh. 2000 equity shares of rupees 100 each, fully paid up. So 100 rupees share, fully paid up, rupees 2 lakh. 3000 equity shares of rupees 100 each, 50 paid up. This is partly paid up. Then secured loan, 6% debenture, floating charge on all assets. Other loan, mortgage on land and building. Here company created charge on the land and building. This is fixed charge. So company created fixed charge on land and building. So the others termed as what? Secured creditor. Then creditor income tax. Income tax considered to be preferential creditor. Okay. Then asset side, land and building book value. The value which is given in the balance sheet called book value. So land and building 2 lakh, plant and machinery 2 lakh 20, stock 1 lakh, debtor 1 lakh, cash at bank 30,000, profit and loss account 1 lakh. In liquidation, we should not consider general reserve, profit and loss account and fictitious assets such as discount on issue of share, discount on issue of debenture, preliminary expenses. These are not to be considered. Okay. Then the company went into liquidation on the balance sheet date 31/12/2015. Okay. The preference dividend were arrear for 3 years. So for preference shareholder, we have to pay 3 years dividend which are payable on liquidation. Okay. So for preference shareholder, along with the share capital, we should pay the preference dividend. Then the assets were realized as follows. Land and building, which was secured 2,40,000, plant and machinery 1,80,000, stock 70,000, debtor 60,000. The value given in the balance sheet called book value, the balance sheet given in the adjustment called realized value, new values. The expenses of liquidation came to rupees 8,000. The liquidator is entitled to a commission of 2% on all assets realized and 3% on amount distributed to unsecured creditor. All payments were made on 30/6/2016. So after 6 months from the balance sheet date, all payments were settled. Prepare liquidator final statement of accounts. Though then I drawn the format. Liquidator final statement of account. I have two sides, debit side and credit side. Debit side, the liquidator going to realize the assets. Credit side is going to make payment to the liabilities. First, assets realized. First, assets realized. Assets realized. First, we will take cash and bank in the balance sheet. So cash at bank, the liquidator need not to realized. Already we have liquid cash at bank. How much? 30,000. Then move to the adjustment. Take the realized value of other assets. Land and building. Land and building realized value how much? 2 lakh. On this we borrowed loan from secured creditor, value how much? 1 lakh. So we cannot realize this land and building directly. The liquidator, he cannot sell the land and building. The secured creditor will sell the land and building and he will give the excess amount. So land and building 2 lakh, he will take 1 lakh. So the balance 1,40,000 given to the liquidator for settlement of other liability. That will write surplus on securities. Surplus on securities. The value of land and building 2,40,000. On that, secured creditor will take 1 lakh. So the balance 1,40,000 given to liquidator for payment of other liability. Then plant and machinery realized 1,80,000. Plant and machinery realized for 1,80,000. Then stock sold for 70,000. Then debtors realized 60,000. So the liquidator realized all the assets. Now he is going to make the payment. First he will total the assets realized. First he will total the assets realized. Will total the debit side. 30,000 plus 1,40,000 plus 1,80,000 plus 70,000 plus 60,000. So the total assets realized 4,80,000. Now he is going to make payment. First one, he will pay for law charges. If there is any legal expenses, he will pay first. In this problem, no legal charges are given. We can mark nil. Then he will pay for liquidation expenses. He will pay for liquidation expenses. Liquidation expenses. The expenses of liquidation given in the question how much? 8,000. Then he will take his remuneration that we called liquidator remuneration. He will take his remuneration that we call liquidator remuneration. The liquidator is entitled to a commission of 2% on all assets realized. So 2% on all assets realized. Now we will find assets realized. Cash at bank he did not realized because it is available funds. So what are he realized? 2,40,000, then 1,80,000, stock 70, debtor 60. So he realized 2,40,000 plus 1,80,000, 70 plus 60. So he realized totally 5,50,000 rupees. On that he will get 2%. On realization of all assets he will get 11,000. Then he will get one more commission and 3% amount distributed to unsecured creditor. So 3% on payment of amount to the unsecured creditor. unsecured creditor. One more implied adjustment, that is the same amount you will get on settling amount to preferential creditor also. So you will get commission on payment of preferential creditor as well as on payment of amount to the unsecured creditor. When we make payment, we'll give commission to the liquidator. Then we'll move. First we will pay legal charge, then you will pay for liquidation expenses, then you will take commission, then you will pay for debenture holder having floating charge. Debenture holder having floating charge. Debenture holder having floating charge. So 6% debenture holder having floating charge, how much? 1 lakh. For debenture holder, we should pay interest till the settlement date. So the balance sheet date is 31st December 2015. After 6 months only we are making payment to the debenture holder. So debenture holder is entitled to get interest till the settlement date. So for him we have to pay debenture interest. Debenture interest for 6 months. So 1 lakh. How many percent interest given against the debenture? 6%. How many month entitled? 6 months. So you will get 3,000 rupees interest. Then you will pay for preferential creditor. You will pay for preferential creditor. Here I said income tax is a preferential creditor. So for 10,000 you will get 3%. So on 10,000 you will get 3%. So 10,000 into 3%, 10,000 into 3%, you will get 300 rupees on payment of amount to preferential creditor. Then we'll make amount payment to unsecured creditor. The balance of creditor considered as unsecured creditor. So balance of creditor how much? 90,000. They are considered as unsecured creditor. On 90,000 you will get 3% commission. So 90,000 into 3%. So 2,700 you will get. So totally the liquidator you will get 14,000 as his commission. Then after making payment to unsecured creditor, you will pay for preference shareholder. Preference shareholder. Preference share capital value how much? 1 lakh. 1 lakh. Along with that, we should pay a preference dividend for 3 years, because the adjustment says the preference dividend were arrear for 3 years payable on liquidation. So along with the preference share capital, we should pay the preference dividend 3 years. So 1 lakh preference share capital. The rate of dividend given against the preference share capital 6% for 3 years. So totally preference dividend payable 18,000. So 1 lakh 18. So the total available amount 4 lakh 80,000. 4 lakh 80,000 of which 4 lakh 80 of which 8,000 paid as liquidation expenses, then 14,000 paid to liquidator, 1 lakh 3,000 paid to debenture holder having floating charge, then 10,000 paid to preferential creditor, 90,000 paid to unsecured creditor, then 1 lakh 18,000 paid to preference shareholder. So the balance after deducting this, the balance 1,37,000 payable to equity shareholder. The balancing figure, that is we called surplus available for the payment of equity shareholder. Here we have two kinds of equity shareholder. The first type of equity shareholder, 2,000 equity shareholder, out of 100 rupees they paid 100 rupees. 2,000 equity shares 100 each, fully paid up, which means the face value of the share 100, they paid 100. So paid up value also same. So face value and paid up value both are same. The second type of equity shareholder, 3,000 equity shareholder, face value 100, they paid 50. Here the first 2,000 equity shareholder, they paid more than the second type of equity shareholder. First what we have to do, The first type of shareholder paid 50 rupees more than the second type. Here the first shareholder paid 100, the second shareholder paid how much? 50. The first type of shareholder, they paid how much excess? 50 rupees paid more. So the first 50 rupees paid to the first type of equity shareholder. So first we'll pay first 2000 equity shareholder will get rupees 50 each. So 2000 into 50, 1 lakh. So out of 1 lakh 37, we paid 1 lakh to the first type of equity shareholder. Those who paid fully, they got 50 rupees. So the balance, how much? The balance difference 37,000. This 30,000 shared by all equity shareholder. How much? All 5,000 equity shareholder, they will take 37,000 rupees. So all 5,000 equity shareholder will get, how much they will get? 37,000 divided by 5,000 equity share. So 37,000 divided by 5,000 equity share, each will get rupees 7 rupees 40 paise. Students, we completed first problem on liquidate our final statement account. In next class we will solve different problem. Till then, bye and thank you.